Alright guys, thought I'd make a little video, talk about the BSX a little. Um, so, I've been working on this for 6 months, back when the original firmware was still out. So, did nothing but work on this for several months, didn't do anything else, and this was the result. Oh, cat hair. So I chose to put the SD card directly on, rather than have it outboard, because I just don't know if if it would be necessary. I have the old USB micro B port, just for space reasons. Also, it's hung around since the very beginning, and it's got a little sentimental value, if I'm being honest. This is, I think, my first prototype here, and boy does that thing look rough. God. But as you can see, the USB port's been there. Look at that monstrosity. So I have put the entire pinout on here. So we have RGB, and it's plug and play with existing HDMI, so it will plug right into the Nemesis HDMI adapter. I made sure for that compatibility. It can be broken out to work with other HDMI that has access to, SDA, SCL, and ground. So I think OXHD will work fine theoretically with Elpis HD. You'll go ahead and work with it. I did the DuPont socket wire for the DO, so that way you can just unplug and pull it out in case you're, working on your system, you're testing things. I was never a fan of soldering the mod chip in, so it's annoying to have to desolder and resolder, or a whole DO to the RF shield or something. It's just, fuck that. The expansion and display ports are at the bottom. I made the voltage selectable, so 3.3 volts and 5 volts, just to make things simple so you could power straight from the chip. And by the way, for 1.6 consoles, you will have the ability to power your peripherals directly from the chip. You won't have to solder directly to the motherboard. I made sure of that. UART for debug purposes, probably. If you're using the SWDIO right there in the auxiliary row, you can do the debug tool for Pico and have a full interface. So there's the USB and front panel. Those go to this guy. It's basically a boot select switch and USB, so that way you can flash, run a recovery, do whatever you gotta do. And that's pretty much it for the layout. I tried to make it as nice as I possibly could, aesthetically pleasing, make sure it looks quality, and I feel that it is. So I wanted to demonstrate the front panel a bit, if I could. Thankfully the 1.6 runs pretty cool, because I had this thing running for 10 minutes. and it is cool to the touch. Damn, these things are efficient. So, just a second. And I don't have the newest version of Prometheus. I'm not part of the club, unfortunately. So I just got to work with what I got. So, the LED color can be selected. Within Prometheus, I felt that it was redundant to put the RGB LED and the GPIO 25 status LED on the chip at the same time. It just didn't make any sense. So I put it outboard, and I think it looks amazing. I love it. So, here's hoping Mod Show keeps progressing, as well as Prometheus, and it looks like Serbios is gonna get into the mix too, and that's really exciting to see. It's amazing how the scene is exploding. I've never seen anything like it. I thought it was dead a year ago. So that's pretty much it. I'll show you a demo of a fully built box here, and then I'm out. I almost forgot about the Mini. How could I? I did up the Nova design, and then I went, you know what? Maybe I should do a cut down version, just for people that don't need anything crazy. They just want a Mod Show chip. That's, not a development board, or an RP2040 or something like that. So I did the Mini in about 3 days because I already knew pretty much how to lay everything out. The only difference was the flash chip. Display CSN for SPI displays in the future, display VCC power, jumper, and then power pads, auxiliary power, and debug for SWDIO. There is UART as well, so you can also do debugging. RGB, motherboard I2C, display is there, and then the front panel connections. And those are at the bottom, which is nice because leads right out front. Nice and convenient. And I really love the eyes. I figured if I was cutting out some features, might as well throw in a cool addition to it. But, let me turn the lights out. There we go. I'm going to add the eyes to the Nova too, because I made space. That was an issue before, but I figured out what I'm going to do with the board layout to make room for the traces and footprints. So, that's the Mini. It's just a cut down Nova. It's a little tiny BSX. Also tried to make it nice looking. So, that's it for the Mini. Alright, so this is a fully built console with the chip. I got some other hardware in here too that I'm testing out. And once I'm finished with it, I'll go ahead and make it available. I'm pretty excited about that stuff, but I don't want to go into too much detail. Anyways, start her up. All right. As you can see, works perfectly fine. So, there you have it. This is pretty much a test console for a development kit package I'm trying to put together. And so hopefully the hardware I'll be able to release and people can build their own development kits. Something I've been wanting to do for a while now. And with Mod Show, I have the ability to do it all in one package. And I'm pretty stoked about that. So thank you, Shalks. Thank you, Team Resurgent. Here's hoping for the future. Thanks, guys.